100. We're going to the game. Good luck to both teams.
Check my screen.
Alliance versus DK.
Welcome back to Benaroya Hall. It's time for our decisive Game 3 between Team DK and Team Alliance. The winner of this best of 3 moves on and will be guaranteed a top 3 finish at the International 3, over $2.8 million in prizes. The draft now underway. And I gotta say, Lumi, we've got a surprise up our sleeves because Alliance have changed their bans. Guess what they've banned?
I'm not sure if there's a surprise anymore, because how can you not respect Burning's carry power? In Burning, we trust. A lot of us trust, and they came off with a win.
They banned the anti-mage here. They get that S4 hero in the Batrider mid. I completely agree with what the guys at Des were saying, what we talked about during the game, which is S4 is just better on those tempo controllers. We've seen it a lot in the past. He's so good when he can make flashy plays. Batrider is definitely a hero who can get the ball rolling for them. If you're DK now, you're on the Dire side. You generally we've seen. Oh,
okay.
Is there a Darkseer now? Where are we going with this, Lumi?
I think you gotta go Darkseer. They are made in heaven, but once these two heroes get selected together, I'll talk more about that. Want to go back to Alliance ban now? They also have taken out Visage, which was a lot of early games DK's early offense for them. They banned out game number 1, picked up the bat. Same thing here. And let's see if they can repeat the game 1 performance. But they're going to go with Chen.
No,
really different drafts.
They're going to pull the Chen away from the Alliance. I mean, that's what we've seen from them a lot, is Ake just dominant on that hero. Do Alliance try to contest this? Do they go for a jungler of their own? Do they maybe look to go aggressive tri-lane here? How are they going to play it?
I think Alliance should actually pick up either Darkseer or Admiral Bulldog's Nature's Prophet. One of those heroes.
Do you want to go for a Prophet against the Chen and the Spectre? Because in the laning stage, an offensive jungle Chen can easily shut down a Prophet if he's by himself.
10 seconds
and assuming they don't go defensive tri-lane. And in the mid game, Spectre can really punish a Prophet pick.
I absolutely agree. Every time I've seen this matchup, I will say, you know what, you cannot pick Prophet here, but Alliance do it.
But this is Bulldog Prophet.
Right, Bulldog Prophet. He may not have the best micro, he may not have the best farm, but what he really excels in.
Wait, did you just question Admiral Bulldog's micro skills?
Yeah, sometimes he missed micros. You remember that game number 1? He kind of walked his hero in. Rare mistake.
I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
Right, I mean, rare mistake, but sometimes it does happen. He's human, right? But what Admiral Bulldog really is good at is, you know, if the team is running away, he TPs behind to go for a pickoff. He TPs away away from death and then back into safety and keep on farming jungle. That's what he's really good at. And Alliance so far banning out the Darkseer, and the reason you ban out Darkseer is because Spectre and Darkseer a deadly combo.
Yeah, the reason is that you can surge the Spectre, you can give him Ion Shell, and what Spectre lacks in early game damage, sometimes he more than makes up for with the help of the Darkseer. Plus, you get an early mech. And the way these two heroes works is Darkseer discourages you from clumping, and Spectre punishes you for spreading. So either way, you're in trouble. But it is banned out. We won't see the Darkseer. Alliance went back for a Naga, and we've seen them favor the support. It didn't work out for them last game. It was banned in the second stage, I believe, by DK in game number 2. It was or game number 1. In phase 2, it was definitely banned. Not sure who did it. But Naga's pretty good against Chen, because she does a lot of damage to the creeps. They lose armor. It's a pretty good counter pusher.
So I guess this is a question to K-pop Toastus, even though in the grand stage and we should know these kind of things. But here's the question to our stat man is, how will Naga Siren, Song Siren work with Spectre Ultimate? Like, can she haunt, or when she haunts in, can Naga Song sleep all the illusions?
I'm pretty sure she
can. And can you still reality in? I think you can.
Well, you can reality him, but then I think you just get hit by the song.
Okay, good.
Pretty sure.
I was wondering if this is a next level counter of some sort to the haunt.
It could be. I mean, we've seen Naga is generally a decent way to deal with those kind of global gank strats if you get the, like against Wisp. We've seen some of the Western teams have experimented with picking Naga to punish Wisp picks. Against Spectre, though, it's hard because Spectre can go any one of a number of places, and it doesn't have to be where the Naga is. You haunt, and then you choose where to go in a lot of cases, whereas with a Wisp, I mean, you just see they're going one place, so you can kind of react.
Right. Well, they just want Naga for frontline support. I mean, it's fine.
It's tanky. It's good against Chen. But where do they go from here? They haven't tipped their hand yet. We don't know what Loda is going to play. There's an Alchemist in the pool. DK started by banning Gyrocopter. Will they go for another Loda ban, or is there some other direction they want to take this?
There's always PL. That's the hero that he...
There actually is Coddle PL, and they're on the Radiant side, the better jungle for farming.
Right.
I think Alliance might look to Coddle PL this.
I mean, I think DK is going to use one of those bans, either on the PL or the Keeper.
I think you ban the Keeper, though.
Right, same thing in game number 1, yeah. So it depends on where the bans are coming in from. OD banning out here to protect Batrider, give him that easy lane. Although with that said, Weaver actually did okay against Batrider on the game number 1. So yeah, it's back to DK. Let's see what they're afraid of. I think you ban out the keeper.
I really think you do, because not only is it gives them access into a lot of split push, which goes really well with Bat. No, they're going to ban Lifestealer.
Okay, definitely
DK
respecting the
is turn
ganking
to
combo
pick.
of a Bat Infestmon.
Actually, we're just so used to him getting banned, but
Yeah.
he was ignored here in the first stage, slips through, and now will be removed.
In fact, Lifestealer had an interesting storyline. We talk about players, we talk about teams. Let's talk about Lifestealer and his storyline. He's kind of the big boogeyman as of late. Even after his nerf in the recent patch, he still does a lot. But in this tournament, it seems like teams are finding out a lot of ways to deal with him. We saw multiple, like Razor, for example, is a big one that's coming out. The multiple
10
SD,
seconds remaining.
OD combo where you just disrupt him or Astro him. Lifestealer, kind
5
of,
seconds remaining.
we don't miss him, right?
He can be dealt with, but you need a plan. And now DK will go back for an Alk. A pretty
Alliances
greedy
turn
pick.
to
It's got to
pick.
be a solo mid Alk with
It
this.
is solo mid, yeah.
And, I mean, solo mid Alk against Batrider, you're going to lose that lane. You can still get some farm, though. You can build the early mech for your team. Chen can go Arcane Boots, or you can go straight into Shadow Blade. I don't know if I like this, though. There are other kind of stronger mids to me. Like, there's still a Puck available that they skipped out on. I feel like Puck actually goes really well with Spectre, too, because you Dream Coil them, and, you know, they're trying to run, but the more they run, the more the Desolate
10
affects them.
seconds remaining.
I don't know, Lumi. The Chinese, a lot of these Chinese teams do like their solo mid Alk, but
5
we've seen it be
seconds
rather
remaining.
underwhelming at times.
And here comes the keeper
Here
of life.
comes your
so
Coddle PL.
Is this
This is your Coddle
a
PL.
lovely foreshadowing of the keeper PL? We'll see. But, I mean, obviously, the DK drafters, Burning, they know, right, that Alchemist is going to do poorly against Bat. In fact, they would lose the lane very, very badly against Bat. Despite knowing that, why are they picking this hero? Like, what is Alchemist actually giving them? He's played as a support, or sorry, he's played as a solo mid, so he's not going to be your big carry. I think he's really picked for the Acid Spray to slow down those push, because so far, you have Fabled, you have Acid Spray, and that's not really even that good, because Spectre is one of those heroes that takes quite a while to get going, but once she gets going, she is almost unstoppable.
You know, the other option, it seems like DK is really worried about an aggressive tri-lane. I mean, that's one big reason to ban out Lifestealer and Gyrocopter is they want to secure Burning's farm. But, I mean, I think you
10
can trade Coddle
seconds
PL
remaining.
Batrider farm for Spectre farm. I honestly think that's fine for Alliance. In fact, they might come out on top.
5
So,
seconds remaining.
DK, I think a lot of how this game develops just comes down to their Chen and Rubik play. Do they find those early
Reserve
ganks?
time.
Is their movement successful? Because we
10
saw in game
seconds
1,
remaining.
consistently QQQ and Die, their smoke ganks failed. They fell behind, and no surprises here.
DK
Backs against the
to
wall.
ban.
The Swedes do what we knew they would, which is Coddle PL. They're going to go for some split push to take game 3.
Nobody's liking this.
Well, I'm pretty sure if they win, they'll all be happy.
Look, I mean, come on, guys. Don't we want to see an 80-minute farm
10
fest?
seconds
I do.
remaining.
I do too. So
I
here we go.
was so sad we weren't casting that DK versus
Man.
IG game.
Man.
So much theory crafting missed out on. So much.
I was waiting for the map to blow up too. That never happened. So
Yeah, that was
Reserve
not
time.
enough spells used apparently.
I know,
You have
yeah.
to reach a critical mass of spells, and then Hellfire erupts from the ground. Things get a little wacky and weird.
well, let's talk about this game.
Okay.
Are there enough spells to be used this game? Like
There are.
All right.
I think so.
Radiance Particles, right?
Timbersaw ban. Ooh.
Yeah, I mean,
Alliances
it could be an
turn to
S4 bat,
ban.
actually. I mean, we haven't talked about, or sorry,
Yeah.
an Admiral Bulldog bat.
I have never actually seen him play bad.
He does. He plays a pretty good bat, actually.
Okay.
And it seems like they think it's going to be one. I could see just a.
I mean, it
think-
could be Timbersaw off lane. That's
true.
a thing too. So
And he's good against Spectre. He's good
10
against.
seconds
He's
remaining.
pretty good against Chen creeps too.
yeah, actually, that was a great ban because Timbersaw off lane against Spectre
5
Rubik. What's
seconds
Rubik going to do? Hit you against reactive armor? He's like, yeah, okay, I'll hit you back now.
So for DK to take
Reserve
fights right
time.
now, aside from the smoke ganks, they pretty much need a Shadow Blade on
DK's
Alk,
turn to pick.
right, in the mid game.
Right.
And the chances of Alk getting a Shadow Blade versus a Batrider getting a Blink Dagger, the Bat's going to get that Blink Dagger way sooner. So if those smoke ganks aren't successful, if they don't put pressure on the map with the Chen, then Alliance are going to have all the tempo control and just be able to dictate the flow of the game.
I think
Depending on this last pick could change things.
I think DK's got to go Prophet
Do you think? Profit.
because if you don't take Prophet now, Alliance going to take
10
Prophet, right?
seconds
And they're
remaining.
dealing with so much. You talked
Yeah,
about
you're right. I think they have to.
Yeah,
actually.
Prophet is really weak
5
against Spectre
seconds
early,
remaining.
but I feel like Alliance with the Bat Rider, with the Naga Siren, they're on the offensive. They're going to be dictating the tempo of the
Reserve
game.
time.
Yeah, they definitely have the more aggressive mid-game solo mid right now in the Bat Rider. DK waiting for their last pick. The first team at the International 3 to take a game off of the Alliance, but we've seen Alliance lose a game before in a series. We rarely see these guys lose a set. They're not easily rattled.
I haven't seen them lose a game for a while, so
Yeah.
I can't even say. I can't even.
I mean, I'm going back to, I think there was a Star Ladder where they dropped a game in a best of 3 to Quantic, I believe, or that was DreamHack actually, but it does happen once in
Yeah.
a while.
Although shout out to Quantic because they did some crazy strat in that game. It was Dazzle, Pugna, and some Naga offensive tri-lane, beat Alliance in like 16 minutes. But
There was that one Tree Weaver game. I don't know if that was against Alliance, but, well, it's DK versus Alliance.
I mean, if you have to think like 3 months ago till they lost the game, then suddenly it's like, oh, whoa, you know, these guys are pretty good, right?
Yeah, it kind of reminds you of IG, who went 8 months undefeated, but they were playing a lot less tournaments. So Alliance going undefeated in the Western scene for 3 months,
Very impressive.
or very close to it in terms of actual tournament wins, is hugely impressive. Now, though, we return to the draft. 13 seconds left. The clock's ticking down, and they'll go for a clockwork. Okay, so this is a good hero to counter split push.
It's a good hero to counter split push, and more importantly, gives them initiation power. I think what we learned from last game is when you open up the gank with Nyx Vendetta, when you open up with, for example, Beastmaster Roar, you get those kills. And obviously, no surprise here. We're going to see Alliance go for Nature's Prophet. All Alliance needs to do is shore up their early game and then split push the hell of DK. And I'm not sure whether DK has enough mobility to deal with all these users, unless Clockwork goes Boba mode and keep poking Prophet.
RLT, I don't know if he has to go full Boba mode. I don't think he has to completely carry this game. I mean, they have a Spectre. They've got pretty potent late game, but he needs to have some big team fights for them. He's got to shut down this Nature's Prophet of Bulldog. And we know what Alliance is going to do. We saw their recipe for success in Game 1. You'll secure your, or even in Game 2, where they'll try and take a Tier 1 pretty fast if they can. They'll stack the camps, they'll allow Prophet to clean them up. They'll get that Hand of Midas for Bulldog as fast as humanly possible. And Loda will probably go for one as well. Because DK have a Spectre, they're not going aggressive. And knowing that, Alliance are going to get greedy with those two heroes. So if you're DK, those mid-game ganks have to be on the mark. Because otherwise, Spectre will just get out-farmed.
Well, we're back for game number 3 between Alliance and DK. DK has done something that no other team in this tournament has done. They have taken one game away from Alliance, but that doesn't matter. Can they take 2? Can they take the series? S4 on the Radiant side, playing on the Batrider. So far, going on the bot lane here. Is this some crazy lane? We'll have to talk about that later. Aki on his Keeper of Light. EGM running after on the Naga Siren. Loda following up with the Phantom Lancer. And last but not least, Nature's Prophet being handled by Admiral Bulldog.
On the Dire side, you have Team DK starting, of course, with Burning. Might be retiring. So too might a lot of his teammates. DK, they took 1. Can they take 2? We'll find out now. ROTK, the Clockwork. He had a great Darkseer game. Can he do it again on the clock? We'll find out. QQQ, your Chen, Super. Alchemist rushing the bottle, hiding in the jungle. Dai, the Rubik, sitting back for now. He does have an early smoke here. In fact, they've got 2. So DK with 2 early smokes. How much do they gank? Do they go like almost LGD style level of aggression, or do they just sit back and wait until the mid game?
I think you just chill, right? You have Spectre. I mean, you can actually pick off some kills, and that's actually a good point to start discussing what skill build Spectre was going to be going for. A lot of the more Western teams prefer maxing Desolate by 7 because you haunt in and you are just chopping for 60 pure damage per hit. But your DK Spectres, your IG Spectres...
The battle begins.
Dai's going to back off.
Yeah, your Chinese variant, if you will, is they love to max their Spectral Dagger because it's a defensive spell. It allows you to slow down and push at the very least. So.
Oh, this is big for Alliance. They get an Illusion Rune at level 1, so they can block some Chen camps here. They can block the Pole camp. They can hold off on putting the Observer wards. And what's worth mentioning here is they're not choosing to go defensive trying. They're going aggressive. They want to shut down Burning, and while they do that, they'll give Admiral Bulldog a 1v1. But actually, Bulba's talked about this matchup a lot. I've had the chance to speak with it. I mean, we talk about him because his Clockwork's been incredible, and he believes that Clockwork should be able to win a lot of 1v1s, and I think this is one of them.
Now, he is going to have a little bit of trouble here as those Treants are going to be harassing away. And here we go. That's the way you want to start. Burn away a Bulldog's mana. You want to take your battery cell early and do some damage. Back on the top lane, Spectre. Is he going to give up the first blood? Dropping quick, dropping low. He's salving back up here, and...
There's a Lance. No, yeah, he cancels the salve. Massive damage to DK, even though they don't get the kill. And they can just keep on doing it, Lumia. They've got Keeper of the Light. They'll Clarity up here. Loda's out of mana for now, but this tri-lane is way stronger than DK. Sure, it's a Phantom Lancer, but this is how weak Spectre is in the tri-lane. PL is stronger than him.
I mean, PL's got a very impressive nuke, actually. It sets up your Illuminate. It's a great follow-up or a great setup to the Riptide. So, I mean, once the line hits level 2, I have no idea how the DK tri-lane could actually handle this.
Yeah, Burning's not going to get any CS, so their solos have to do well. The mid lane, though, is an S4 Bat against the Super Alk. Bat should have the CS advantage, and so far that's what we see for S4. So I feel like it's ROTK's game, man. He's got to have a big performance. DK, lots of mid-game gank prowess, but when Alliance gets a lead, they don't give it up easily. And if DK falls too far behind, I really do worry for their chances.
Well, I mean, speaking of which, Loda's actually not farming too much. He's got 5 creep kills and 6 tonight, definitely a lot better than Burning. But here comes the Chen creep. That's going to try their best to give a little bit of lane back towards DK's side.
They've dewarded the pole camp for now. The 2-minute creep's about to spawn the rune as well. And we'll see what that rune is. It's bottom, so a bit of luck towards Super. A DD rune for him. They did deward the pole. Can they act? The thing is, do they even want to pull? Because I feel like Alliance probably just farm that.
Yeah. I mean, if you pull against the Keeper of Light, he's going to come in, he's going to illuminate, and he's going to steal your creeps. So it's very hard.
Nice Satyr Blast here, though. A lot of damage to Lights. This is up. It's QQQ has to kind of do his best Ake impersonation, right? Chen against aggressive tri-lane, use those creeps to zone out the support, secure Burning's farm, because if they do manage to secure it, which looks very hard right now, then I think it's okay that Chen's under-farmed. They need Burning to farm and at least get levels and not die. So I like the way QQQ is playing this. He's going to leave the creep there, but he's sending his hero back towards the jungle. Might be going to stack for a Wildkin, and we'll see if he gets one.
Yeah, it is a huge concern that Burning has basically no CS. He's sitting 4-0 right now. Forced to pick up a Magic Stick just so that he doesn't die to the Tri-Lane as easily. I think he's also forced to upgrade to a Poor Man's Shield a little bit later on, so Burning playing very defensive. Mid lane, obviously, huge advantage going to the Batrider. There's no way that Super should be able to win this matchup just by hero potential alone. And of course, I mean, is the Boba Clock coming here, or what's going on in the bottom?
CS is even. I mean, if you're trading farm, you feel pretty good about that for Alliance, but RTK, the kill potential is there. Bulldog's out of mana. If he does somehow get cogged and battery assaulted, we'll see. But he's actually going for Rocket Max, not for the battery assault max. So I don't really think he can get kills.
It feels like DK is saying, you know what? We're losing the early game stage. You have it. It's yours, Loda. We're gonna just play play for mid game. We're gonna just get all these defensive capabilities. Because maxing Rocket Flare against a pushing base lineup, that's not too bad. But at the same time, that just means that you're not going to do anything in lane.
RTK spamming the rockets, but without battery assault, he can't really threaten Bulldog. I mean, he's got 1 point in it, but he's not maxing it. Now 3 points in the rockets. Just a more defensive approach. They had 2 early smokes, and they're not using them. QQQ will rotate down into the river. He's spotted by Radiant Observer Ward. He's waiting for the 4-minute rune, and it will be a regen.
Nice.
Super is getting the runes, but still he's getting out CS. 17-1 to the 23-4 of S4. He's holding his own nicely with the rune control, but S4 still winning.
Yeah, the big issue right now here for the DK lineup, especially against a Batrider that's farming really well, is the way that DK defends. They defend very slowly. You send a Rocket Flare, you send a Fable, you send a Spectral Dagger. You don't blow up these creep wave instantly like if you have Illuminate. So what that happens is it gives S4 a ton of time to just find the angle that he needs to, Firefly over, and then go for a free kill. Because if you lose a DK member, whatever tower that Alliance is trying to push, they're very likely to get it.
Everyone, all 3 cores on Alliance topping the CS charts, and you look at DK and they're getting some decent farm. I still think a lot of it's just up to your Chen right now. QQQ sending in a Dark Troll Warlord. They've got some okay nuke damage, but initiating into Alliance is so hard when there's Illuminate. And so far, well, Alliance is in the dark a bit. Dagger will fly from Burning, securing a little bit of CS. In come the Skeletons. Now they're going in. They've got a net, not throwing it yet. Just trying to zone Burning off the wave while Loda deals with the Skeletons.
Meanwhile, back in the mid lane here, S4 doing a little bit of harass. He's trying to run down Super 6 stacks here. Riot clicks are doing so much damage. Oh, that's going to be it, I think. Yes, that's first blood. S4 outplaying Alchemist mid as expected and draws first blood.
Yeah, it's expected to outplay him, but to solo kill him, I mean, that just really shows his understanding of the hero. 3 points in Napalm. He didn't have Flame Break there. Like, often, a lot of Batriders would just say, I can't get this kill, but with 6-7 stacks, you just run him down. Yeah. And Super almost turned that. If he had like a half second more stunned him, I think it actually goes the other way, because Batrider would have been stunned under tower, probably would have died at least 1 for 1, but S4, he's a playmaker, and he's doing it here again, and now even more pressure on RTK. Yeah. He's got to step up to the plate.
I mean, he's got his level 7. That's where he's really starting to hit his peak, and he could start walking around getting some kills.
Keep in mind that he could, sure, maybe he doesn't kill Bulldog, but if he TP's top and just gets 2 or 3 kills and secures Burning's farm, that could blow this game wide open.
Exactly. He's got his bottle coming. I think that's his, in fact. Or is that his Ring of Basilius? No, that's his bottle. I think he could bottle up, TP to top lane, and set up some kills.
Yeah, there's a Chen Ring of Basilius, and now Burning's getting aggressive. Now he's going to dagger in. They're looking to go here on EGM. He throws out a net. He does get clapped. He's thrown back in. Oh. They'll trade nicely. DK strike back. Still a very tense game for both teams. Rocket flares flying north. It'll hit Loda. No, off the mark. Just hitting Ake.
That shows you just how much a level 1 Desolate even that's already doing, because he just went straight up to a Naga Siren with like 6-7 base armor. I was like, oh, there's no way he's going to get the kill, but the nuke came, and the Chen pure damage nuke was insane.
Yeah, the test of fate there as well. Again, these pure damage nukes are really coming into vogue lately. Timber saw, now the Spectral...
We even saw MUFC Purification from Omni Knight yesterday.
Matt, pure damage is in. Yeah. It's fashionable. Maybe Bruno should start wearing some. I don't know how you wear pure damage, but if anyone could find a way, he will. Yeah. For now, ROTK sitting bottom. He's going to have his Arcane Boots soon, assuming he wants to go for those. Phase Boots is sort of your more snowball-y build, but now throwing out Cogs, just zoning Bulldog off the lane. Getting that kill was nice, but Burning's still struggling to find farm. 16 CS. I think the big thing, Lance is there, now a net to fly. It's a little bit too far to dive, and they're respecting this ROTK T-Pay. They're also respecting Super being off the map. If they weren't this highly leveled, I think they would have dove that.
Well, Super... I mean, they're one rocket away from giving sight. There we go.
They're one hook away.
Oh, here we go. They see Emerald.
Oh, he could have gone, but he's going to TP out.
I mean, that's what I mean by map sense. He kind of knows. When the rocket flare goes out like that just to scout, you know they're trying to kill you. So Bulldog says, yeah, let's not do that. And he TP's back. Oh. And TP's back instantly.
He's coming right back in. Does Super... Oh, he says, okay, let's go for round 2. Wrapping around the trees now.
It's
Bulldog,
so smart to kill
he's
these
in the
trees.
fog. Now he's going to be revealed. Will there be a TP reaction? Self-sprouted. Here comes S4. Are they going to commit for this kill? Bulldog's low. Burning's here as well. It's going to be a 3-on-1. Not a good fight for S4 at all, but more support is coming. Burning lassoed up. Cogs are there. There's still a hook available if S4 chooses to dive. He's going to get stunned again, but Loda's into the fray. Where's that stun going? It's on to Loda. RTK wants to hook and kill him off, but not able to. While that's happening, though, it looks like your Naga dies top. Ake's low, and still S4's chasing.
TK drops the cog, and it will push back S4, and now the game goes the other way because Burning is doing so much less damage. Oh my god, Burning with the cleaves, with the right clicks, and Burning joining these early game kills, getting a ton of experience.
Low, the Prophet ult, it didn't actually do enough. He cast it on the clock, and he's not able to get the kill.
He has to cast on the clock there because if he just casts it on the mini-map, there's no sight there. So when he loses sight, he's not going to get the bouncer ROTK.
Just didn't have enough.
Yeah.
Every small thing, and they forced out a load of TP. The pressure's now relieved on the top lane. Burning can go heal and TP right back there. And look who's getting a lot of farm now. QQQ up to level 4, starting to catch up. It's a tense game, man. This one is both teams fantastic late game, great initiation, lots of burst damage. They're very evenly matched, I feel, in terms of draft, now that it's 4-1 in favor of DK. I was worried for DK's lanes, but their early movements, which have usually been their weak point, are pretty good this game.
Yeah, the rotations of bot lane, very aggressive play by Burning has impressed me. I mean, normally, again, 4 Protect 1 says, you just stay up there, and we'll see you in about 25 minutes, but he's aggressively joining these fights. Also, you know, we've seen what Keeper of Light have done for you in the past when you port your heroes around, you know, make sure they get enough farm. Let's not forget about QQQ being able to send back Burning, and then the fact that he can haunt back in these team fights. Look towards them making some big flashy plays all over the map, basically deeper down the game.
I don't feel like DK's work is done, though, because Loda has a lot more farm than Burning right now, and they have the better supports to get him additional farm. You can stack camps really well and farm them efficiently with all these heroes. Alliance still, I think, the better farming lineup for sure. DK, I'd like to see them force some towers, try and take some fights, find some more pickoffs, keep on forcing the tempo if you're DK, because if you just let Alliance sit back, then this happens. They'll jump in now. They're looking for S4. He gets lassoed and pulled back to the high ground. Into an Illuminate. Stopped in the perfect position. Bulldog's there, and they only want MMY. He ran in to save him, and now S4 will find 2. Alliance strike back with a vengeance.
Man, even Burning uses Haunt there, so Haunt's going to be off cooldown for quite a bit. Blink Dagger gets picked up on S4. This Tier 1 tower
really
in huge trouble. I mean, where's ROTK? He's thinking about joining the mid lane. At least Rocket Flare needs to be sent there. Now, there's a Rocket Flare. Here comes a Chen Creep trying to slow it down, but it's hard to defend against this.
And now you just have to compare the mid-game impact of a Batrider with a Blink and an Alk with Phase Boots in a bottle, and it's not even close. Bat will set up way more kills. Farming the Alk is all right, but he hasn't gone for any points in Greevil's Greed yet, so it's not going to be particularly efficient for him. And he's kind of a liability and doesn't do a whole lot until he gets a Shadow Blade, a mech, his next item.
Yep. I mean, even though that gank went up pretty okay as we see Burning threatening to make it go up top, I mean, they drew a couple of rotations coming out from DK. They killed 2 people, but they didn't destroy that Tier 1 tower. So I think DK, despite not too happy with that engagement, they're okay with it.
But Loda was farming. I mean, Loda's not coming to the fights and Burning is. So I think it's a pretty big advantage for Alliance, and it is. They're up by nearly 2,000 gold. Experience still close. All the towers standing. It's still up in the air, but we haven't seen any smokes. Now they'll go for one, the first of the game. DK, 3 heroes, heading towards top. Bulldog.
Bulldog's map sense.
He got caught once before. Will he get caught again?
Ooh, I'm not sure if
He's all the way to the left. They're going to find him soon. He's stuck around a while. There's a rocket to fly. Bulldog not reacting to it. Now self-sprouting. Will there be cogs? There are. S4's here, but he's lifted up in the middle of his ultimate. Too low. It looks like Alliance might lose more. Maybe not. S4 is doing way too much damage. Now Burning on the run. In comes Loda. EGM as well. Alliance with 5 heroes into the fight. They're going to fight 2. They might fight 3. Dai is in trouble, and Dai is dead.
Oh my god. Huge meltdown here for DK. Burning thought he was safe. Easy pick off on Bulldog, and suddenly Alliance, like ninjas out of the trees, they just came one after another.
They 5-man top with a Prophet, Keeper of the Light, Venomlancer. You don't expect that.
I mean, he's got the drums. He's joining the early game team fights, and there will be a tier 1 tower going for Alliance.
They want to contest
Yo,
this.
QQQ is walking in right now. No mana. Here comes the song. Will they disengage? Here comes a Haunt coming in. Burning sees he realities in, but everybody's gone.
Oh, he already reality'd in.
Yes.
The Haunt's going to end. That was really unfortunate, and we see the power there of the Naga ult to just completely counter the Haunt initiation.
Maybe first picking a Spectre was overzealous?
Well, you certainly tell them what you're going to do.
Yeah.
Like, well, you know what's coming when a Spectre's picked up, and Alliance had plenty of time to prepare for it. Now S4, Lasso cooling down soon. He's scouting with Firefly. Don't know if he'll jump, but I do have to point out Burning continues not to really find farm. 750 CS. He actually even went for a bottle. Or no, sorry, clicked on Alk. But yeah, he's just got a bracer going for drums here. He's not getting the big items up. And by themselves, Venomlancer is going to outfarm your Spectre without a Radiance. And then when you've got a Keeper of the Light as well, Loda's really going to pull ahead here. And it's not even all on Loda. He's got so much support.
Yeah, it depends on whether Burning's finding these kills in the next upcoming engagement. Well, Spectre's one of those heroes that sure you're not gonna farm that well in lane if you're dealing offensive tri lane, but at the same time he can pick up a couple kills if the situation lined up. We saw what he did on the bot lane, picking up 1 kill here and there. He just needs to use his Haunt a little bit. Maybe have to wait out the song. That's going to be a little bit annoying for him to deal with. Whatever the case is, he has the Haunt in. Make sure he doesn't die. Make sure he gets a little bit of Cisco. If he gets a Lassa, he gets a Lassa. Back in the mid lane, though. That's a kill going the other way. MNY. Well, the song's stolen. Gotta walk out the fire. MNY says,
What
see
a
ya
player.
later.
Turn
EGM,
around from
thanks.
Super. Here's your stun. He throws it on Ake. Hook in from ROTK. Nails it, but now it's to run. They're fighting in the Firefly. It's a lot of damage. Burning joining the fray. He's jumping in, but now he's backing off. He can't make up his mind. ROTK low. He's going to live. Hand of God thrown out just to ensure the safe retreat. In the end, they do get a Keeper of the Light, but they use a lot again to get that kill.
Yeah, EGM's got to be very careful.
Loda heading top. Burning backing off.
Yeah, EGM's got to be very careful in terms of giving away Song Siren. We saw exactly what happened there. In fact, MNY could have just stood closer to the enemy and even slept on for even longer to allow his ally to get the jump. But
the thing is, it's only a level 1 Song of the Siren, and it's a level 1 Rubik ult, so,
right,
he's not going to have it for a second usage.
Right, still good usage out of MNY, though.
Yeah, definitely good usage. Saves his own life, gets a kill, and also puts the Lasso on cooldown. There wasn't even a Prophet buyback in that earlier fight.
He bought back earlier in that top fight, so...
Yeah, but now he does have his Midas. Bulldog's starting to farm. You look at Loda, he's got his cores. All 3 of Alliance's cores, it has not been perfect execution by Alliance, and it's been great reactions by DK. Still, though, they're 3 key heroes, all getting a lot of farm. In terms of gold, in terms of experience, it's in Alliance's ballpark right now.
And by far, too. So it's up to DK in terms of rotating hero better. Sure, you're down by gold, you're down by experience, but if you have more heroes at the place of combat, then you're going to have the advantage. So when you have heroes like Spectre, when you have heroes like Clockwork who could join in from afar, just have that momentary advantage, win the fight, and get out.
S4 on the hunt again. He's found QQQ, pulling him towards his team. Lasso was stolen.
Ooh.
But will it matter? They get another kill. And unfortunately, Rubik doesn't have a Blink Dagger. No easy way for him to do what we just saw. This could come into play, though, if Alliance try to fight.
Again, the way that DK defends their tower is very, very slow. They throw out these measly nukes, and that's going to allow S4 to find these pickoff repeatedly. He's been on the mark. 3-1-4 is his score so far, again, on top of every single gank.
ROTK and S4 both contesting the bottom rune. There's more support. Oh, he went for the flame break up on the hill.
You can't get that kill.
Yeah, not going to happen, though. RTK okay, and he will run back towards the middle lane. He's got an Urn of Shadows now. looking at DK, Burning's not farming well, so they need more from their other heroes. What's coming for them? Like, what is the next step for this team to start to make things happen? Because right now it seems to me like Alliance is just pulling farther and farther ahead.
Dire's bottom tower
I think it's a
under
race to
attack.
Relic. Is that a little bit too much of an ask for Burning?
Well, he's just now picked up a Vitality booster, so any Relic is going to be like, I don't know, 21, 22 minutes at least.
Okay, race is a strong word, but let's say like a crawl to Relic maybe, because I mean, I don't see a single item that could make a comeback for DK. Like, you need something huge, and Radiance is the one to do it.
Yeah, it seems like maybe they just need to fight the better fights and maybe try and sneak a Roche if they get a kill or two. But Alliance, so many tools to find pickoffs with the Lasso, with the
Dire's
Naga Song
middle
and Net,
tower
and
is
the
under
Prophet
attack.
TP, and great ways to disengage as well. So can DK find those pickoffs and then transform it into a Roshan kill? It looks tough.
Yeah, it does. I mean, at the same time, you look at DK, they're down by a ton of gold, ton of experience, but on the map, they have every tower alive. So on a Spectre team, that's all you could ask for in the early game.
I think that's just a matter of time, though. There gets to a point where Rocket Flare is not going to stop PL Illusions. It's not going to stop the Prophet, who's doing a lot more damage soon for Bulldog. And DK, they have okay counter push, but like you said, it's slow. It's not amazing, and eventually towers will fall. DK going for another smoke gank. They've also just not been farming as much on their supports in general. EGM now an Urn picked up. You look at this Rubik only boots and a magic stick for Die, and now DK wrapping around towards the bottom lane. This is a crucial gank for them.
I'm not sure whether this gank will work, simply for the reason
Look at that Spidey senses from Loda already back to the tier 2.
Wow.
That's impressive.
Yeah, Rocket Flare will show that all of them are fake, and that should be the gank. But even if Loda was here, an easy TP from EGM into a song would just seal the deal. So I think DK trying to go for these ganks
Radiant's
are
middle
somewhat
tower
overzealous.
is
I don't
under
think they will
attack.
work.
Yeah, but I think they are
Dire's
just
top
feeling the
tower
heat,
is
because they know
under
if they're not
attack.
ganking and pressuring the map, then Alliance are going to outfarm them. So they have to do something, and this is their attempt.
Radiant's middle
Spotted out
tower
now?
is
Oh
under
no,
attack.
Radiant Ward's down on the low.
I mean,
Dire's
at least
top
they're
tower is under
leaving very
attack.
Look
kind
at
of
this.
offensive wards.
And he scouts them out with the illusion.
Dunzo, the ganks.
Loda is just, they're playing hard to get here, Alliances, and they're doing a great
Dire's
job of
bottom
it.
tower
This is
under
impressive.
attack.
Again, it's very important for these teams that are going deep into the TI3 to have multiple playstyles. We saw, I mean, in the past Alliance, they're very versatile. This one just want to
Dire's
avoid the
bottom
fights for now,
tower
wants to
is
split
under
push
attack.
for a bit, and then they'll come back and get you big time with the PL later on. I mean, can DK adjust? They don't have to farm like you said. They're down in gold and
Dire's
experience.
top
They
tower
have
is under attack.
the better late game, but I'm not even sure how much it's better by.
Dire's top tower.
I don't
has
even know if it
fallen.
is better.
Yeah.
Crowd appeal is pretty scary. Throwing a Prophet, and it's very hard to deal with. And a support Naga as well. And now a tier 1 top will fall to Bulldog. And those towers we talked about, Lumi, sooner or later, they're going to start falling. DK waiting for the reply, not seeing one in sight just yet.
I mean, Burning says, yeah, we'll give a tier 1 tower. I see, 6 creeps at the bottom. Let's go farm. He's up to 600 gold.
Yeah, I mean, if he gets enough farm, and you Radiance Haunt him, even if they saw him, it's still going to start to do a damage.
Yeah.
Spectre is one of the scariest late game heroes, but it's a great combat hero. It's not a great split pusher, so they'll need to use that hero at some point to find kills.
Yeah, no, smooth.
Lions just aren't getting caught
Yeah,
again.
they're trying to
Try again, and this time they'll succeed.
Loda.
Loda's run directly into 4.
Loda.
A beautiful gank. He's low. Is he going to fall? He is. DK, 7-7. They notch a kill to their belt. They needed a smoke gank to finally connect, and Loda, the concentration lapses, and he does get picked off.
Yeah, what DK supports wanted to do there was to bait out a Blink Dagger smoke gang coming out from a Bat Rider going that way,
Oh,
but
they're going in. Onto Super, but he's got an Invis rune, and now he wants to turn it around, blinking away his S4. Super, self-stunning. Will retreat out.
yeah. Loda walking up there for
Oh, Bulldog.
Has fallen.
free. Treants.
Treants with the tower last hit. Micro skills. I'm telling you.
Oh, come on. He box tracked those Treants and right-clicked the tower. Like,
It works, though. It was enough there. And now Bulldog back to the top lane. He's also just limiting Burning's space to farm, and he's also
Dire's
freeing up a
top
lot for
tower
his
is
own
under
team.
attack.
This gives Loda a lot more freedom to move around the map. DK still roaming his 4 through the enemy jungle. In spite of that kill, you see the gold graph, Loom. It's going one direction,
yeah.
straight up.
And I didn't think it was 75,000 gold lead. Alliance slowly but surely. Sure, they're losing Loda here and there, but it doesn't matter. They're out farming the entire team of DK. And DK Burning, if you look at him, 1,600 gold.
Dire's top
We're
tower
almost
is
there.
under
We're
attack.
almost there.
Not quite. He's got
quite.
a while to go before a Relic. By the time he gets a Relic, you're going to look at a
Radiant's
Phantom
bottom
Lancer
tower
who has a
is under
Diffusal Blade.
attack.
Loda might have a Yasha and a
Dire's top
Vitality
tower
booster by
is
that
under
point.
attack.
And can a Spectre with a Relic really do much? No, he needs the Radiance. So.
And even with the Radiance, I still don't think he does it. I mean, at the beginning, when you have just a naked Radiance, maybe with the Vitality Booster, a lot of your fight revolves around buyback and TP. Clockwork Hook hits Treants here on the top lane. He's going to go into Super. Here comes a Song. That will disengage. I think they could get the tower deny, maybe. There you go.
No hook. The tower destroyed by the Radiant. No deny either. Everything going DK's way, or rather Alliance's way here. Just outmaneuvering. And it looked like they almost went for they were going for a Blink Lasso, but RTK actually hooked forward. Hit nothing but Treants, though.
Well,
it's looking good for Alliance. It really is. 22 minutes in. They're getting critical masses maybe like 10 minutes off. Prophet's going to have his Orchid, because we know Bulldog loves that item, assuming he goes for it. Could go for Scythe. You'll have 2 pretty big items on Loda. Diffusal Blade's already coming out now, or it will be in a moment. The Yasha will be there. The Vitality Booster might be there. The Manta might be complete. And then the split push really heats up.
yeah, I mean, it's like you said, those earlier towers, the 6 towers that are still up, now there's only, what, 2 left here for DK, so a lot of their breeding room is now stripped away from them. You got to keep in mind that with these towers going down, you limit Burning's farming room. He can't really go too far away. He will not have to support TP. Speaking of Burning, 2,600 gold again coming on the mid lane here. That's what happened when you lose early game tower. RTK, he hooks back, and that's the disengage. Nicely done.
But they baited out Haunt, so I think that's a nice win for Alliance. There's no Haunt for a good 2 minutes here.
Well,
And they had to use Hook.
is Burning actually going to join a fight in the next 2 minutes? Let's be honest here.
Well, the problem is, while he's busy not joining fights, Alliance is busy forcing them. DK now heading towards the bottom rune, 23 minutes in, maybe looking to go on Loda, but Loda throwing out a Lance, being recalled back, and this is where Connell PL gets very, very scary.
And very, very annoying.
Very annoying, too.
Yeah, is DK actually thinking about Roshan? I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon.
I love this from Alliance. Haunt is down. Let's go fight. This is smart. This is really decisive as well.
Despite not having Flaming Lasso, S4 is just saying, you know what, your jungle's mine now, let's go in here and set up camp.
By the time they get there, Flaming Lasso is going to be up, and DK will not have Haunt. They won't have Burning, at least not with most of his damage. DK will try to defend, but this fight could go poorly. There they go. They've caught out Bulldog. Force staffed away, though. S4, brilliant save. Now RTK, his own cogs turned against him. Illuminate on everyone. There's your hand of God. RTK to fall. Now they've trapped Super. Burning running out. Now running in. Can't make up his mind. EGM might fall. Was there a stun being channeled? Just now unleashed. Buyback on clock. They really want to fight, but Loda slowly and surely, along with Aki, driving them back, spamming the Illuminate, spamming the Lances, and now hunting for more kills.
Well, not going to get those kills just yet. TP in for EGM. Trying to make those plays. Treant's being summoned. He's trying to 1v4. He sees kill, but no. Bulldog, do they have detection? There's a Dust. There's a Lance coming on as well. They will trap Loda in it. Nobody focusing. They want, but now they go back to Loda, but now RTK getting hugely focused. Defensive force staff. RTK's okay. Nobody's actually dying. How is this happening? Emerald Bulldog still going for the kill. He's not going to find one either.
Oh, RTK, yes he will. Jams it in. They forced out an RTK buyback. Now he dies again. And what looked like at one point an interesting game, I mean, now it gets really tough for DK. Buyback on the Clockwork, 12k gold lead for Alliance. Spectre, sure, he's got Haunt going his way, but Burning has no damage yet. Relic is getting close though, Lumi. It is getting close. He didn't die. Alliance looks so strong right now, though. Their initiations have just been pristine. I mean, he used Clockwork's cogs against him.
Yeah.
First he saves his teammate, then he flame breaks you on the other side. Is there anything S4 can't do? This guy is a magician.
I mean, that basically means that Clockwork has to be forced to hook Batrider, and even when he hooks the Batrider, like, he's going to force staff himself out, so your clock is still trapped. I'm not sure what ROTK is going to do, and it's not to say that he's not been hooking well. It's the fact that what he's up against, the multiple force staff, is really doing him in.
And what has your solo mid Alk done for you lately? Super's got mech, but he feels like a total non-factor to me in these fights.
Look, he's dropping acid sprays, okay? Like, he's slowing down that push.
He's thrown out a few stuns, but you do feel like something like a Puck, something that's just got more control, more burst, might be stronger in this situation. Well, they don't have it now. They're going to have to make do with what they do have. At this point, they have a Relic on Burning. 26 minutes in, it's a pretty damn late Relic, but he did go for a lot of sort of utility items first, and he has it now. Late game Spectre is one of those heroes that you just never want to count out. As far behind as DKR, Alliance should not get too comfortable, and they're not. I mean, you can see what they're doing, which is now they transition into War of Attrition Dota. Aggressive wards in the enemy jungle, farming your neutrals, zoning you out of the jungle. They're worried about lasso initiations, Alliance are just going to try to starve DK out.
Top
And
laner
now
Burning.
they're diving Burning at the base. The tier 3 isn't even safe. Burning will fall. Alliance having all the answers here, and DK, where is the reply? We've yet to really see it.
That is the worst thing for DK Burning. I mean, if they want anybody else to be
Dire's top
niche on, you know,
tower is
Burning could
under
hunt
attack.
back in and get a 5v5 team fight. But if you kill Burning like that, there's just nothing. You just have to back off and reset, and with Burning dead for 34 more seconds, he's not farming.
And that's a delayed Radiance, even though he'll get it. Alliance are starting to get towards their pretty tank items as well. Multiple 4-steps, heroes they can run. Loda's now got Ayasha. The tier 2 mid, the second to last outer tower, is in jeopardy. Burning though, does he have buyback? He does not, so DK fight this 4v5. Surprised to see them defend, but they are. They'll throw out a stun, S4, Lasso cooling down. And once again, Bulldog gets the last hit. He will not be thwarted here. DK just not finding any tower denies.
Yeah, I don't think they really should have defended that one either. Lucky that S4 did not go in here for the chase and kill. But meanwhile, Burning is back alive, and the race to Radiance resumes.
It resumes, but he's getting lapped right now by Loda. Just look at the net worth. Loda's at 10K, and how Bulldog's in pole position right now. 11.5K up for him, 2.7K gold. When he gets a Scythe device, Burning can't leave the base. Neither can any of these other DK heroes, unless they roam as 4-5. And Alliance will just farm the rest of the map. They're getting really boxed in. I wouldn't say they're completely cornered, but they're running out of plan Bs.
So basically what DK needs to do is try to do a lot more with a lot less gold. And if there's one hero and one player that could do it, it's Spectre. So he has to get his Radiance quick. And once you get the Radiance, your farm does accelerate by quite a bit. You can start ducking into the jungle and start wiping out those creeps as well. But it's a far cry from catching up against PL.
Look at Alliance. They're just occupying DK's jungle, sending in illusions. Loda's going to try to steal some neutrals. Not really getting any replicates here, so the Juxtapose not paying off. But Burning's getting close to the raids. Alliance are farming for their next wave of items, but once they have them, they expect them to threaten Roche, expect them to force another fight. S4, Blink Force is there, 3.4k gold. He's almost got a BKB. DK don't have any answers for that, just a hook.
Yeah, and hook is not really even a good answer to that. Maybe their answer is hopefully whoever gets bat dragged, you send back with Chen and he survives survives initiation and ends up back in base.
That's a lot of ifs and maybes.
Yeah, that's I don't know. Yeah.
S4 he's the commander of this game. He's in control, the drafter, the leader. He's making all the plays right now.
Well, Burning, he's like 300 go away.
Now, Radiance is coming. We can set the clock soon. It's going to be a 30-minute Radiance, one of the later timing. Definitely not the latest, but when you get it this late, well, by that point, one of the big reasons you want to get Radiance is to just punish squishy enemy supports. But you can look at Alliance's supports now. There's a Mekonake. EGM's got a Sanj. There's not too many just solo kills for Burning. So Radiance, great for farming still, but not going to be as effective in the team fights.
So what DK needs to do with the Radiance up is basically outlast the enemy lineup. Very, very hard to do against PL. Very, very hard to do against the initiation power of S4. Basically, your entire team, or a big majority of your team, have to stay alive and at healthy HP most of the time. So having things like mech, pipe, and just good good movement like Force Staff, those items are effective. Here comes the Radiance, and I just want you guys to kind of memorize this time right now, 29:30-ish, and see how Burning will accelerate farm, and let's see if you could get up to some big items. He needs cards.
Looking for a jump mid lane. He's going to self-stun soon, and he is. And he's revealed, but there's not a whole lot of backup. And it looks like in the end, they'll just retreat.
Yeah, what do you think Burning's looking for next? Are we staying at Manta style, or are we going to go straight to Heart? How defensive do you think he feels?
He's so prone to getting ganked. With Bulldog now about to pick up a Scythe device, and I mean, what does he need? 2,700 gold? A little bit more. Okay, he needs like 1,400 here. But once he gets a Scythe, I mean, I think he's got to tank up at this point. At the same time, they do have an Alchemist. Super's got 3k gold. Maybe he goes towards straight into an Assault Cuirass. I think for me, like, Burning's just going to tank up and then try to go for some damage. But can the other players actually be impacts right now? That's my big question, because you look at Dai, Arcane Boots and 700 HP. RTK has just been silent this game since a pretty decent early start. He's now 1-3. And then S4 is going to be a big problem for them. You know EGM is going to be hard to kill, and Song can turn fights. You know Alliance's supports will do a lot. I'm actually wondering if DKs can or will do anything.
I mean, you have a Rubik, so there's always a propensity for some high-level play. If you look at the skill build, he knows that he's going to be very, very defensive on the backline, even taking up no field. That's a drastic strategy they're going for. Just prepare defense on everything. Burning says, no tank for me. I'm going straight damage. Here comes the Blades of Alacrity.
So either Yasha or Diffusal Blade is going to be next in line for him. And with that, if supports do get isolated, you can purge off Ghost Scepter if Ake or EGM want to pick one up, and they can definitely get destroyed. But still, he's going to be squishy. Still, if Alliance isolate him, Spectre's tanky, but he ain't that tanky yet.
All right, so let's talk about Radiance on Burning. It's this item that we've been harping for quite a bit. What exactly does it do in this game? And comparatively, should he have gone for another item? You know, looks like we have Alchemist self-stun.
No, throwing on the illusions there, super.
Yeah, so actually, to kind of paraphrase what Ben Wu has said, one of our analysts up front, is that Radiance actually pretty decent against PL, because if you just kill one PL illusion, they just keep repopulating. But if you kind of equally and, you know, unfortunately slowly killing them, the ones that are going to be popping out alive is going to be weaker and weaker. So it's okay as an item against PL. It's okay against the Blink Dagger as well. So they... Oh, here comes S4.
He's hunting for a kill, but he's really out on his own here. And looks like just simple zoning and harassment. No, he's jumping. He's going to pull in QQQ. Where's the backup, though? Are they recalling anyone in? Ake looking to go. In the end, it looks like he's going to live super. Throwing out the stuns on the illusions. Now a hook. Off the mark was RTK. That could have been a big kill right there. Lasso down. Batrider was in the river, but RTK just couldn't land it.
He had BKB. He should be okay.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, with BKB, not an easy kill.
Yeah. But again, if nothing happens, DK says, all right. I mean, they're losing still. They're losing quite private. If you look at the goal graph, it's not going the other direction. The game's not definitely getting easier, but it's giving Burning more and more time for him to have that one Hail Mary team fight where he has ideally an Ultra Kill or something like that.
Yeah, if they somehow secure that. But Haunt's on cooldown now, so he's got 80 seconds to go. S4 only 30 until the next Blink Lasso. Hook's cooling down to RTK. To me, it's still about RTK. He's got to find a way to have a big hook, a big impact. I just feel like without that, Alliance have the perfect lineup to just kite super. Burning can't join the fights for now. Where are those Clockwork hooks? When are we going to see them come out?
Those Clockwork hooks have to be reserved defensively. If they initiate, they die. I think DK has one team fight left in them. If they throw a team fight, or just lose it like 3-2 or something, 3-1, they will get racks. And once you get racks, it gets so much harder. S4 looking up, Flying Vision, looking for Super. He sees it on front. He's going to get for Super. Super gets pulled back, and he is going to get melted. Does he have... He uses a mech for himself as well. That means even if he buybacks...
That's Roche. Alliance going straight towards the Roche pit. No buyback on the Alk. And DK with no Haunt for 30 seconds. No way to contest.
Oh.
Great pick off by... I mean... Does he ever miss an initiation? It's like every time he gets Batrider, every single Blink Lasso is a kill.
It's so easy for them because there's nothing on the front line. Again, DK, when they're defending these towers, it takes them so long to kill them because Acid Spray is not Illuminate. It does not blow up that creep wave, which allows S4 to slowly just wait and see a good opportunity. He does, and he goes in for the kill. And now Aegis goes on Loda.
And now an Aegis to Loda, and now the game gets exponentially harder for Team DK. Aegis up on Loda. He can split push more aggressively. He's got the Manta. He's got the Diffusal too. And the next item is where it really starts to hurt. Probably going to skip the Boots of Travel. He may sell his Magic Wand at some point. Look towards him to pick up something like a Butterfly, maybe a Heart here. Either way, he's going to be a pain in the rear.
I think he should go HP. I mean, the way that Spectre wants to play these team fight is to outlast you, and of course having HP on Loda would
help you outlast her.
Yeah, outlast her. So.
It also really negates that Radiance burn, so all your illusions will still be pretty healthy. Even if they replicate and they're not at full HP from Juxtapose, they'll still be pretty healthy. And here we go. They've isolated RTK, trapped in the jungle. He's going to go down. RTK falls, and Alliance moves one step closer to taking Game 3. There's not many pickoffs left in DK.
Yeah, I mean, Han was also used in that team fight. I think Burning's being very trigger happy. He's trying to use those Han to help out his allies, but without Han on this high ground defense, I don't think they can hold it.
Yeah, there's no Haunt for 100 seconds. There's no Lasso, but who needs it? Here comes the Siege. Here comes the full might of the Alliance onto the high ground, working quickly on the tier 3. There's a Glyph. Super preps with the Acid Spray. Loda chilling like a villain. Now he'll back off. He does get stunned. But they'll keep on sieging this out. They know the Haunt's down. They know DK are not nearly as strong right now. It's getting closer and closer. Alliance, they can taste it. You win this, you're in the top 3, and you have the inner track to the grand finals. One best of 3 away from claiming it. Alliance not done yet. DK still hanging on. They will fight to the bitter end. This game means so much to both teams. And once more, they're going to look to break the high ground.
S4?
As always, it should start with a Firefly Lasso. It's ready. If he gets this, Probably Rex.
You want to go for MMY, you want to go for Super. There is buyback available now on Super. Are they going to make the jump? Yes, they will. They find him, they lasso him back, and Clockwork disengaged perhaps, but he gets hexed. What a hex coming up from Admiral Bulldog. Easy cleanup. Burning huge trouble right now. Does he have buyback? Oh no, he's going to get picked up. Force that forward. Somehow Burning still alive. My goodness. They hold. They hold.
They do hold, and actually they didn't use that much for it. There was no Haunt there. It's still cooling down. Clockworks didn't buy back. They did throw one life away, and Alliance lost nothing. So, yeah, sure, they hold. Alliance, though, are going to farm your jungle. You still can't really leave your base. There's no Roshan to take. Still Alliance in a good position, but hey, DK's showing some fight in them for once, which they've really been lacking this game.
That's one of those team fights where you go like, oh, okay.
We didn't lose, therefore, to us, that's a victory.
Let's keep farming. Burning says, okay.
Let's keep farming.
Yeah.
Burning always says, let's keep farming. Until he doesn't, until he says, I'm going to come kill you.
Until game 2 Anti-Mage comes up and wins. So.
Then he goes full Dragon Ball Z mode on you.
Right, so.
He's not there yet, though. So what do you think he goes for here? Diffusal Blade?
I think you go defensive, right? So Manta style is kind of it.
Okay. Manta, yeah, gives you some extra HP. It's definitely a tankier item.
I mean, it doesn't actually do anything in terms of, let's say,
damage output.
Yeah, it doesn't get you away from the Nagas there.
Lasso again, Super. He thought it was safe to leave his base, and he was very, very wrong. Now he's low, and now he's dead. And with that kill, there's still an Aegis up unloaded. Now there's a Reaver, and the Alliance will go again. Is there a buyback here on the Alk? There is, but even just forcing out, no. On to QQQ they go. If they get more kills, that could be it. Haunt baited out. Now the Song completely counters it. Nothing here for Burning, and they get a kill as well with the Illuminate, canceling the Song at the last second.
Here comes our
TK. Teamwork.
Finds EGM. Can he make out loud? Trying to cast everything, but there's no cast when Rocket Barrage, or excuse me, the battery assault's on you. Now they're going to go for a little bit more chase. I think DK should disengage. Trade it 1-for-1 after a buyback.
Can I just say that teamwork between Aka and EGM, they have a mind meld going. Ending the Son at the last possible second so the Illuminate does damage instead of not affecting you. They get a kill. They do lose their Naga in the end, but hey, they still have Aegis. They've got it for a minute or two here, and Alliance still. It's just that one convincing fight they need. Haunt is down. Do they just go mid as soon as this respawn comes from the Naga?
I mean, I'm not sure whether they can break it. DK somehow holding each and every time. I mean, they are losing.
Look at the graphs. Like,
right.
They're still falling behind.
Look, I mean, when you're playing Spectre, you toss out the graph. It says, forget the graphs. I'm Spectre. I have Radiance. I mean, I've seen this here historically. 4 or 5 years of seeing this particular hero, she could just somehow give you those question mark team fights.
Not again. DK, they can't keep on getting picked up. Die on the run, but he gets caught by the lasso. S4 is literally everywhere. So too is Loda, pulled back in, and now the Alliance with that pickup and with QQQ, he's got a gem and he's gonna die. No way out against S4. Dropping in a hurry. There could be a mech from Super. It'll buy him some time.
Nice.
Actually gonna live. Wow, nice defense. They find the kill. No, Loda's not done yet. That illusion's tanky.
The micro, the flame break. Oh my god. Are we going to see a Prophet TP?
But doesn't matter. Straight into mid. There's no Haunt here for Burning. 20 seconds off. The Glyph, Burning TP's in as well. He gets Lance. He's driven back. Bulldog's now got an MKB. And with the Glyph down and no Haunt up, this could be the Rex. Now they net him. Will they go on him? There's no lasso. For now, just focusing him. The illusions are really hurting Burning. Driven back, he wants to defend. Super goes in, stuns himself, and now he's in a whole world of trouble. Son on, Son off,
he's got
and
buyback.
Alliance
He's got buyback. He's got Haunt. Here we go. Burning's coming back. He gets one kill. He's looking for more. Burning in the middle team fight. He gets focused. He's got to survive. There's nothing else if he dies. QQQ getting focused. He's trying to run. QQQ also go that Burning's netted. They're going to focus him down. The last hope for DK. Just no. Yes, he dies. Yes, he dies.
In the end, there is only the Alliance unstoppable. They march down the middle lane. Rax will fall. Burning bump back. Triple kill for Bulldog. Absolutely crushing performance. And DK will tap out. And the Alliance are guaranteed a top 3 finish at the International 3. You can take a game off them, but good luck taking a series.
I'm just lost for words. DK play well enough to hold on, but you just cannot stop this push. They repelled it once, twice, 3 times.
Last year, DK made a pretty deep run through the lower bracket. They do drop down here, but there's a lot of teams who won't be happy to face them. Not that they would have been happy to face the Alliance. And the Alliance, the crowd's on their feet. They get a standing ovation from the crowd. They deserve it. It was a very impressive performance. And now, let's throw it back to James and the rest of the analysts.
Alliance with a 2-1 victory. It looked like it was going their way from the very get-go, really, that one. The farm on Loader's PL compared to burning on the Spectre. They were just constantly getting ahead. But what have you guys got to make of the whole series, or at least the last game?
I mean, even before that, I think the draft was a little bit weak for DK. It was extremely greedy, going for a Spectre and an Alchemist, and they punished that with the PL and Caudle in the triple lane. Burning almost died. He got a flask off, but he just got his farm off a little bit too late. There were just way too many items on the side of Alliance.
I mean, I'm a huge fan of the element of surprise, but first picking a Spectre and then follow up with an Alchemist just seems a bit overboard. Just like with Alliance last game, going for when they went with DK and Alchemist, I sort of feel like the same thing happened for DK this time around when they went for Alchemist and Spectre. You end up with two melee carries that don't really offer anything to each other. I would have preferred seeing a different pick than the Alchemist, so that DK could actually fight them throughout.
It's all about finding the farm when you're playing an Alchemist. Even if you put him in the 2 position in the middle, you expect him to eventually catch up and get something. But when you're playing with Burning has this ability to rotate all through the lanes and get the most out of it. So Super was kind of having it hard to actually get something going for him. And with Bad Rider there, all the pickoffs, every single time someone went to farm alone, there was S4 jumping there, getting the kill over and over and over. And when you're playing Spectre, you kind of expect to have to turtle a little bit because that hero goes online after 40-50 minutes.
Unless you play super aggressive with it. As we've seen some teams really just utilize Spectre where they just horned in, get kills, and then go back to farming and just have the upper hand from the get-go. Because it's one of those carries that can actually participate in everything. But yeah, like you were saying.
Yeah, in this case it was like that, and you can't really turtle against a Bad Rider with all those items. Because once you're in the base, he will always jump there with BKB, blink inside, force stuff out, get someone, and when you're fighting 5v4, there's no Spectre to save you.
All right, and we can actually go to Casey right now, who's with Aki, and then we can come back and talk